Good morning, welcome to Warlock Garage. Today we'll be talking about a 1970 Mustang Mach 1 that we completed an inspection on, and this video shows the majority of what we found on this car. Alright, so got the Mustang inside. Now I'm going to go through the inspection on this Mustang. Unfortunately, sometimes pictures on websites are modified to look better, and this is why we don't recommend you buy cars that unseen. Have someone inspect it. So I'm going to start with the front. Do you see that angle on that wheel? The camber? There's no camber there. That's pretty close to flat, straight up. That is not. That's awful. So we'll show you when you take it up. So let's just start with the front left here. There is misalignment here. Pretty bad. Looks like they just possibly threw it on. It's not adjusted correctly. Various paint flaws. You can see there's a little bit of blue paint sticking up right there. See that body? The chrome right there is bad. This hood scoop is delaminating. We have these are set in and not where they're supposed to be, both sides. This fender, obviously misaligned, chipping paint, which indicates to me that there's a problem with the paint underneath. This is also misaligned. There's some damage here on this chrome as well. There is scuff marks all up and down this. I found this as I was brushing by. Yeah. All kind of different colors. The seal is bad. Not good at all. It's needs to be replaced. Should have been replaced. Let's see. Keep going. There's various issues on top of this car. Inconsistencies, waves, warbles. Again, bad chrome. Looks like this is completely bent out of the way. Not where it's supposed to be. Again, bad seal. It looks like body filler here. I see some body filler in this fender as well. We can go underneath and we'll see. You should be able to see that body filler and separating there. There is evidence of various different colors. There's yellow. I see blue. Unfinished paint in some areas. It's not looking good. Misaligned fender. What else? There is that chrome on top is not set in right. There's the glass is all scratched up. You can see that this the paneling on the inside is delaminated. Obviously, oh yeah, there's body filler here on this side. There's body filler underneath. Oh yeah, look at that. That's all been molded. Right there, that's really obvious. Oh yeah, we'll get underneath and show you all that rust. So there's lots of issues, as you can see. Incorrect. Same thing. Body filler and warbles all along there. That's coming apart. Seal is bad. This handle, as I was driving in, this popped out, the door lock. I just fixed one on that Mustang, actually. The 65 Mustang. This door card coming off, handles aren't in place, no mirror. The mechanism is all falling out. The dash, oh, something just fell out. Dash, not connected. The gauges, not connected. Steering column, somewhat loose. Let's see. So much play, and you can hear the steering box. Not connected. Not connected. Not in place. Not connected. What else? These panels are not fully attached. He's got the seals are going bad, and obviously it looks like headliner is slipping out there. Rust, really bad rust right there. Let's see if you can see. Seal is bad, looks like it's yellow. Oh, I saw this when I walked in too. This kind of dropped down as I opened the door. Not connected. Emergency brake, fully engaged, not disconnecting. Mechanical choke for a car that was supposed to be not mechanical choke. So that's the issue. Various, not too bad, but there are some wiring issues under the dash. I would definitely rewire it, just safety's sake. His dash, or his glove box opens fully and doesn't have the keeper on it, so it just falls. It looks like not too bad on this side, but there, you see that carpet that's all the way up there? That doesn't look right. Various issues underneath all of this. The headliner, this side panel's not in. This side panel's not in. This side panel's not installed. The seat backs should not just fall like that. I believe they had a locking pin or something like that. There should be an X brace here. That is gone. You can see that this should be connected, I believe, and it is not. Should be a connection there to the subframe. It looks like it's actually been cut out. Maybe. Same thing with this side. Actually, I'm not sure which one is worse. I believe one of these is worse. Yeah, I think it's the other side. See, that's connected to the actual frame down there, possibly. Maybe not. But we'll take a look in the trunk and show you. But that's the same way. That should have a connection there. So we'll open it up and I'll show you the other issues that I found inside the trunk. I also wanted to mention, as I was opening and closing the door, I noticed that that doesn't feel right. So we have yellow paint here. Looks like it was just, I mean, there's blue paint there, so I don't really know. I'm not sure. It's been painted over twice, obviously. I'm not sure which one was last. I haven't really dug in deep to find that out, but it doesn't look great. Let's see if I can get some light here. Okay, so this was not painted correctly. Here's another issue that I found. This, look at that panel. See that? This should all be one piece. They put patch panels in. That's obviously not correct. Let's see. Old wiring. You can obviously see that I've actually found various cracks in some of this wiring. There's the hole. That's a hole right through the frame. Now, that's pretty common, but it can be fixed. They sell the panels. So there's what it's supposed to look like, kind of. I see that there is a one peeled up there, but let me show you what this side looks like. Look at that. That is all separated. That means that either this body has been pulled in or out. And see that dent right there? There's a dent on, there's no dent on that side. There's wrinkles, and it doesn't really come out great on this camera, but there's a huge wrinkle right there. And damage just all over in this fender. There's body filler leaking out. That's probably 2 inches of body filler and a rip. There's a rip in the entire body right there. And that is separated. So this car has, see that? That side is not separated. That side is completely separated. There's a hole there. There's damage everywhere in this. In fact, that is a piece that they just left in there. It's supposed to be connected somewhere. There's a hole on that side. This side has definitely been an accident and was not repaired correctly. Rust, oh man, look at all that rust. That all needs to be, I mean, at this point, this car needs to be acid dipped, really, and repaired correct. I mean, you're literally talking about coming down to the bare bones of this car, replacing quarter panels, potentially half the trunk and frame. Oh, here, I see something else too as I'm looking at it. There's a wrinkle there, and there's a wrinkle a little bit there, but that looks like it's all been separated possibly. So anyways, I'm going to show you engine bay, and then we'll get underneath. Oh look, seals are bad. Anyways, go underneath. Let me show you the. So let me show you the engine bay first, and then we'll get into trunk. Okay, so I'm going to be talking over this a little bit and showing you what's going on here. So there is wrinkles. Obviously you can see all that. It actually comes out pretty decently on the camera. All wrinkles. This, I don't know if you can see that, but that whole portion has been pushed in. It's supposed to be flush with that shock tower. None of this is flush. I smell fuel actually really bad out of here. There are spacers under this whole entire fender. The radiator support is all ripped, and let's see if we can see it. It is ripped and bent and cut, and the radiator is leaking. Wires are broken, disconnected. More wires broken and disconnected. The center support has been damaged. Let's see. There's connections for this grill that aren't in place. I'm not moving the camera. This whole thing is moving. There's a coolant leak. There's a fuel leak. This belt is rubbing that hose, so that's not the right hose. I believe he's got a pinched transmission line. More cut. No, that's a vacuum line. But the wires have all been painted over. There's a cut. More cuts and wires painted over. That looks absolutely nasty. There's various issues going on there with paint, body damage, tape that they didn't take off, disconnected AC. This shock tower is the same. As you can see, that this is supposed to be flush. So this has been in an accident, probably front end, and I would assume that's the passenger side as well. You've got cracked wires, old painted over wires. There is rust. Oh, this is some pretty awful rust. This is basically disintegrated. Oh, that's disintegrated. Looks like they tried to patch it with body filler. I'm not sure what else this is. Body filler and rust. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's not supposed to be like that. He's got a fuel leak. I could smell it. I don't know where it's coming from. Fuel pump looks like, yeah. I smell it, and I can see a little bit of fluids down there at the fuel pump. That is not what that's for. Looks like, I don't know what that is, hose or something like that. It looks awful. It's running super rich and also misfiring on various cylinders. So we will kind of take a look, see what else we can find. Oh, the power steering pump. Yeah. JB Weld looks like. Sad. That's not good. So I'm gonna kind of go front to back here. First of all, look at all that damage. So we can get a closer look here. That is awful. All of that is separated. None of that is, some of it's been pieced in, some of it's been cut. All of that's been wrinkled. I see the headliner, little retainer for your hook for like a hanger. That's what that is right there. I can see that poking through. They have metal screws coming through for the gas tank. Not all of them are there. In fact, most pieces are not. That is still covered, which means that they didn't properly paint this. What does it even say? Classics. Oh, CJ. It's a CJ part. So they didn't properly clean that off and paint it. There's the hole there. This side's been mudded, and it looks like various issues there. Looks like that's been separated. There's movement issues. That's the shock's been leaking. The springs are probably gone. There's a lot of rust under everything. It almost looks like it sat underwater. I mean, really. There's these lines. If it were my car, if it were anybody's car, actually, I'd just recommend they replace them. Look at that. That bushing there is gone. That bushing is gone. It's done. Needs to be replaced. Was wondering why he didn't have an e-brake that worked. And this side, where'd it go? No e-brake. Completely caked in undercoating and rust. This has been bent up. I actually think that this car is slightly narrower than it should be, as in, look at all this. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's all rust and I guess filler pieces, maybe. I can't believe that. Wow. Yeah, pretty horrible. Looks like, where did I see it? The seat bolts, the mounting holes are not being used. There's a hole there with a bunch of rust. That's all rust. I can almost poke my finger through that. So this floorboard is done. That's all holes. And look at that. Of course, there's a zip tie holding the fuel line to the rusty floorboard. Oh yeah, that's new floor panel, I guess, which is a common thing that we see. People cut the floor panel out and just glue. Oh, look at that. That's house filler, expanding foam right there. All this is rusted through. I mean, that is crunchy right there. That's all crunchy. There's his e-brake cable. More. This is unibody, and this floorboard is screwed in. So that's all right there. This is all the unibody's basically holding onto with this portion. Yeah, look at all that. Oh, linkage. Why? I don't even know. Leaking out his tail shaft, leaking out of the differential. Oh, look at that. That's moving right there. So, where I left off. We had the linkage is wonky. Who knows why they did that? Probably to hold it in place because they couldn't figure out another way. I don't know. Oil pan is leaking. We've got various leaks coming from the transmission. That is a hole in the exhaust. He has an exhaust leak. So these need to be replaced. Various holes in the exhaust. Doesn't look like that is properly lined up. He's got oil leak from the power steering. A severe leak. It needs to be replaced. You can see all that. That's awful. It's just leaking out of the shaft. This whole unit needs to be replaced. Bushings are bad. Ball joints are not looking too good. Yeah, various bushings are not good at all. Here's some more damage from an impact, it looks like. More rolling. This has been, if you can see that, That's how far this body has come in. Yeah, various issues with body alignment, steering components not looking good. That, look at how far that's off. Those are all lifted up. Those are all supposed to be flush. There's a better shot of that shock tower. Yeah, that is completely out of alignment. Bushings are completely bad. Rubbing, sway bars rubbing. There's more twists. This side's rubbing forward, that side's rubbing backwards. That bushing is gone. This wheel bearing is bad. Engine leaks. Fuel filter leak. There's the subframe. This is all wrinkled. Oh man. Look at that. It's all wrinkled. All wrinkled. Wires just hanging. That's possibly a new panel piece. That's not. So yeah, that whole right side has been replaced. Yeah, the whole right side's been replaced, or quote unquote repaired. Got rust all over. That hasn't been off in probably since this car was made. Yeah, it's just sad. I think that's an exhaust leak coming out of there. Yeah, that's an exhaust leak right there. Wow. Leaking coolant. So, it would take a lot of work to get this vehicle back to where it should be, sadly. It needs a full restoration. More of those little hairs that someone welded on there to close something. The floorboard's got holes in it. Yeah. So, I'll bring it down. And we're writing a report up for him right now. Don't buy a vehicle sight unseen. Please. Do yourself a favor. Get someone like us to inspect it. We'll go through with a fine-tooth comb and look at as much as we can and document as much as we can. This one's pretty bad. It's got an impact there. That's rubbing. I thought I saw an impact. So, oh yeah, there's an impact there. Look at that. I would think that, I don't know. This whole engine probably, oh yeah, when the impact happened, I bet this whole engine lifted up the front. I bet you that's what happened, because that impact right there looks like that. So I would guess that's how much the engine came up. That's pretty intense. Oh, there's a hole right there. There's a hole in his freeze plug. Wow. Yep, a hole in the freeze plug. So no wonder it's misfiring. It's probably not got coolant running through the majority of the engine. Rough. Like I've mentioned, y'all, don't buy a vehicle sight unseen. Unfortunately, it's awful what people will do to these cars and then take advantage of a customer. This is pretty bad. I can hear the interior moving. Wow. Yeah, this whole thing is just misaligned and unsafe to drive, in my opinion. And so it's just rough. Just get your vehicles inspected. So I think that's the end for this week. This is actually the start of the new week, but we'll have more to do here, and we will see y'all next week. Don't forget, merch is on the website. $1 for every purchase off of merch from our website is going to go towards charity at the end of the year, and hope to do something good with that and donate to a good cause. So we will see you next week.